Hey everyone, welcome to today's bokeh painting lesson. I'll be painting on an 11 by 14 inch stretch canvas with the layout image transferred, which you can find down below in the description box, along with the colors and materials that I'll be using. Plus there's a short video link on how to transfer images to your canvas. So to start with, I have my number 18 flat brush, and on my palette I have Phthalo Blue, Permanent Black, Raw Umber, Violet, Primary Red, and Titanium White. So I'm going to mix up a little Phthalo Blue and a touch of this Permanent Black, and with this dark value I'm just going to start filling in the background. And I left some of these bokeh lights open, as you can see here. This is because these are going to be the brightest ones, and it's going to be really hard on a dark surface to get something bright with time and layers and more paint. So this is really ideally the way that I wanted to do this and that I recommend. So this is not all of the bokeh lights, of course. This is just, again, the layout of the main bright ones. So now I'm going to get Raw Umber involved with this. And this is going to take more of a darker value, which is what I want to do here. So again, just going to block in the general values here. So right here, there's a cluster of brighter ones between where the city lights and these back traffic headlights are going to meet, and it's in this vanishing point sort of perspective way that's drawn out, so I didn't want to lose that. So that's ideal to leave those open. So now just taking Titanium White and more Phthalo Blue, and I did not clean my brush, so it's a little dulled down, and let's put that value right in here for the nighttime sky. So now just grabbing more Titanium White and Phthalo Blue, I want this sky just a little bit brighter and more vibrant, and it will show up just a little bit better. So no cleaning again, and now taking Violet with a touch of this Raw Umber, and now a little bit more violet to that actually. So with this dull dark lavender, let's go and put it on this building, and as paint runs low on the brush, I'm just going to gently scrub it over the edges like so. And I did this on the left side, as you can see, with that dark value, and this fuzzy line is what gives us our out of focus effect. So now without cleaning, I'm picking up some violet, just a touch of Raw Umber, and now a lot of Titanium White, so I have this very dull light lavender color. And so with this value now, I'm going to start placing this down by the vehicles and in the foreground area here. So I want to blend this up just a little bit into that dark value there and on the edge of it as well. So again, the key to bokeh is to use a dry brush and very little paint on the brush, and always to leave those fuzzy lines and blended sort of look instead of hard lines, and that really puts in that out of focus really well. So now let's pick up some Phthalo Blue and some Titanium White, a little bit more violet, so this changes the value to more of a blue side value on this violet. So now I'm going to take this value up into here, and I want to strike some of that here and there within some of this lighter value. Okay, now without cleaning, just picking up more Phthalo Blue, as you can see there, and just bringing that value in over here. to meet that dark value, and I'm going to take that up into this upper area as well. And with that same value, let's start our foreground vehicle indication right here. So this is going to be the separation between the dark background there and the hood of that vehicle. So let's take some violet now, and let's add some more white into there, and a little bit more violet as well. So I want to brighten this value, and let's go right in there, and actually a little bit more violet. So you can change this anytime you want and make these colors however. So there we go, more of a violet color like so. And you can make this any value or tone that you want. It's really about the effects and the technique of putting something out of focus. So now let's get some raw umber into that and some permanent black, and let's do some tire indications. So again, as paint runs off the brush, as you can see, I'm just lightly blending that just a little bit over that lighter value up above there. And now let's go down here with that dark value. So again, you want to make these fuzzy lines and not have hard lines, and this is what's going to keep that bokeh effect alive. So now again, that other tire over there, and just filling in the rest of this dark value. So with a clean number 6 flat brush now, I'm just taking titanium white, and I want to start filling in these bokeh lights down here, and I want to blend those out, as you can see there, and I want to keep those fuzzy lines going. Okay, now I have my number 6 natural round bristle brush, and to my palette now I have some Cad Yellow. This is light portrait pink, some Phthalo Green, and some Cad Orange. So just a little bit of yellow now, and a touch of raw umber to that to dull it down, and now some titanium white to bring that up. And with this lighter dull yellow value now, I'm just going to start putting in where these open bokeh light areas are, so right there. And now a little white into that to brighten it. And now I'm just going to take some more yellow, and I want to add that value in and blend that into that lighter stuff and show sort of this glow happening. So you can really use this round natural bristle brush very well with these bokeh lights. I highly recommend this kind of brush. So now let's get some Phthalo Green and a touch of raw umber to dull it down, and now some titanium white to bring that up. And with this value, let's go in here with that. Okay, without cleaning now, I'm going to take some Cad Orange and a touch of raw umber to dull that down, and some white to bring it up. Let's put this value right here. Okay, with a clean brush now, I'm going to take Phthalo Green, some Phthalo Blue, a little titanium white, and with this value now, I'm going to go in and block this in. So now I'm going to take that dark value again, and I want to go on the very edge of this value that I just put down. So sometimes when you want to blend a color out, it may not blend very well, so what you can do then is take the other color that you're blending into and blend that color back into the other one. So that's what I'm doing with this dark value here. And so as you can see up close, we have that fuzzy line established and our out of focus effect intact. Okay, with a clean brush now, I'm going to take some Phthalo Green, Phthalo Blue, a little titanium white, and this time I want a little bit more white into it. And let's go into the center and start building this very bright shine like so. Okay, a little bit more of that same value. And I want to go just around it a little bit with less white in it, and that gives it that really vibrant glow. So see, that lighter stuff can now contrast against that darker value there, and that's what gives it that shine. So now I'm going to take some titanium white, and let's just go into the very center, and as paint runs low on the brush, I'm going to just drag it out and blend it out like so. Okay, now I'm going to go some Phthalo Blue and a little Cad Yellow. This makes a different value of green than the Phthalo Green, as you'll see here. And let's put that value in right here. And now just a little bit of titanium white, and I'll brighten that up. Okay, so with that same value and a touch of raw umber just to dull it a little bit, and titanium white so we could see it better, I'm going to go with that value there. And let's just put that in another spot, maybe right here. Okay, without cleaning, now picking up some Cad Yellow and some titanium white. And of course that changes the value of that green that I just had, and let's put him next to this one. Okay, so now I'm going to take some violet, a little bit of this primary red to that, and now a little bit of raw umber to dull that down a bit. So with this value now, I'm going to take and just sort of scrub it around some of these bokeh lights a little bit, and this is going to give sort of a base for some of the business and store lights in the city here. And this is going to really just kind of get that started there. You can kind of barely see it, but let's brighten that up now just a little bit with some titanium white without cleaning, and I'll just go here and there with that. Okay, let's go into some more primary red and some more titanium white, just a touch of the other colors of that raw umber and violet. So this changes the value to more of a red side now. And again, as the motto goes, here and there, but not everywhere, and let's play this in. Okay, so again, as I change these tones of values back and forth between the more violet and more reddish violet and then titanium white as I brighten up here and there, again, I don't want to cover up everything, and I want to let these other values play along, and always very little paint on the brush again, and dry brushing and keeping those fuzzy blended sort of look to everything and keeping that bokeh effect alive. So now just going to get a little bit more of that primary red and some titanium white. Let's just scratch some of that in here and there. Okay, so now I'm just picking up more phthalo blue and white. As you can see, the value changes again. So just playing these values and tones of this violet back and forth. And let's put some of these things right here. Okay, now I'm just going to take some titanium white, a little phthalo green, and I want to gray that down with a touch of raw umber and more titanium white, so it's this light gray-green color. And let's put a reflective light right here. Okay, let's go into our dark value of permanent black now. And I want to go in here and make this more saturated and darker. So Again, very little paint on the brush. As you can see, I'm not really taking that all the way to the edge. I'm leaving some of that fuzzy faded black there. So again, that's just keeping our bokeh effect alive there. So I'm gonna go around right here and just really want to enhance this dark area, and this is going to really help to make everything shine and pop that much more against these darker values with these vehicle headlights. Okay, so with a clean brush now, I'm going to take some Cad Orange, a touch of raw umber to that to dull it down, and let's take now a little titanium white to bring that up. And notice how I'm wiping a lot of that paint off the brush. Again, very little paint, so let's go in here with this value now, and again, I'm scrubbing that up and very lightly blending that up into that darker value that you saw there. So again, just blocking that in. Now let's get some violet, a little titanium white, and a little touch of red. Let's put a little of that value in right there and a little bit up here. So I'm really just glazing these colors. I'm not covering per se, but as you can see, these other colors are showing through, and this is exactly what I want. And by doing this, it really brings all of these fuzzy blended colors together, and all of these really make it pop that much more with that bokeh out of focus effect, and really enhances that so well. So now again, just gonna fade that in a little bit, and let's give this bokeh effect a little bit more of a dramatic effect in that way. Okay, so now just taking some of this other value of violet, and with more phthalo blue and white, as you can see, and I'm just going here and there and scrubbing that in. Alrighty, let's go into some portrait pink now. A clean brush, titanium white into that, and just a touch of raw umber to dull it even further. And I want to play this bokeh value. God, I can't talk. Bokeh value. So now I'm going to take some of this violet and phthalo blue, a little touch of this primary red, and some white. Let's play this value in. Alrighty, now with a clean brush, I'm going to take some phthalo green, a touch of this violet to it, and a touch of raw umber as well. And now some titanium white to bring that up. This just dulls it and changes the value just a teeny bit. And again, as you see, most of that paint off my brush as I wiped it off. And let's go in here with that. Okay, no cleaning, just going into titanium white, and again, wiping a lot of that paint off the brush, starting where I want it the brightest and blending it out to make this brighter and give it that shine. Okay, with a clean brush now, I'm going back to our dull yellow. That's yellow with a touch of raw umber and some titanium white. Again, tapping off a lot of that paint because I want that fuzzy, sort of transparent look as well. So let's place this right here. This is going to show some perspective on buildings and some of the neon signs. Now just getting some yellow and a touch of white. Let's make this a little bit more saturated, and let's brighten that up like so. And also down here underneath as well. Okay, now with some titanium white, and let's brighten it up still and fade it out to the outsides and not cover all that faded color up, and therefore we won't lose our bokeh or glow effect. Okay, and also right here. Now with a clean brush, I'm going to take some phthalo green, a touch of phthalo blue to that, and let's get some titanium white to bring that up. So with this turquoise color, let's place that right here. Okay, without cleaning again, titanium white, and see as I start where I want it the brightest, and I'm just going to drag that paint out very lightly, and look at how much that shines and glows. So now with just a bit of titanium white and most of that paint off the brush, of course, I'm going to take that here and there and brighten up some of these bokeh lights and just kind of put that in some places. And this really enhances that out of focus look and also brings out some of these highlights. So with this light lavender color, I'm just dragging it out, and let's mark out for some street reflections. Okay, a little bit more titanium white into that light lavender value. Let's put that right here and brighten this one up. So with just pure titanium white now, you can see I'm making this little wedge, and this gives this transparency effect and shows some overlapping bokeh lights. Okay, with my clean number 2 flat brush and just permanent black, let's go in here with this value, and I'm going to place that here and there. So this black really shows distinction between these vehicles and really gives a realistic effect to it and shows individual cars this way and just sort of the separation between things. So now I'm just going to go again with that dark value and enhance that tire there, and let's place some more of that dark value here. Okay, with a clean number 6 natural round bristle brush, I'm going to go back into titanium white, and I'm going to start making things really bright. So as you can see with this titanium white, it really takes this bokeh out of focus effect to the next level like this. Alrighty, now I've got some burnt umber here. This is a more vibrant warm brown than the raw umber, so now I'm going to take some yellow to that, and I really want to warm it up still with that yellow by doing that, and now titanium white into it. It makes this very warm creamy brown color, as you can see there. So I'm going to go around the very edges of these headlamps here, and this is going to be the start of some really bright headlamps, and this darker value here around it's really going to help to contrast and pop that out of there. Okay, with a clean brush now, I'm going to go into some Cad Yellow alone. And again, tapping a lot of that color off the brush. And right next to that brown on the edge of the headlamp, let's put that in. And between these two, this is really what's going to show this glowing, warm, bright headlamp coming at us. Alrighty, now I'm going to go into some Cad Orange, a little bit of titanium white. And to that, just a touch of this primary red. And again, wiping a lot of that paint off the brush, as you can see. So let's scratch in just a little bit of a dramatic effect of some of the car, maybe that's glowing from the headlamps here. All right, let's get that cool violet back involved now. Just a little bit of that with some white. And I want to place that in between the glows that I just put and help to contrast and have those show up just a little bit more. Okay, now with a clean brush, I'm taking some Cad Orange, a touch of this burnt umber to it, and now some titanium white. So that just dulls down this orange just a little bit, but not too much. And so what I want to do now is right here where this dark value meets this white is put this very light, very creamy color right here, and this is really going to show more effect with that bokeh and also a shiny glow that's happening from the reflections of these headlamps, and that makes them pop out that much more. Okay, so just going to go around the edges with some of this. Alrighty, with a clean brush now, again, getting just Cad Yellow, and again, a lot of that paint off the brush, and let's just barely scratch in some of this and not cover up that warm glow that I just created. And we'll have this yellow play in there as well. And again, that really enhances the out of focus as well as the shiny glow that's happening. Alright, with a clean brush now, just going to go in with titanium white, and let's go back over this, and again, I want to start in the middle and drag it gently out and blend it into that glow that I just made. Okay, with a clean brush now, going into some primary red, a little bit of burnt umber, and some white, and I just wanted to enhance this glow just a little bit more where the headlamp is shining off of the vehicle here. So all these little mundane seeming things, they really do make a huge difference as you add more of them. They really build up to make the big difference between looking flat and boring or if it looks like it's all that blurry or whatever it is you're painting. So now I'm going to get that brown and that orange and that white, that cream color again. Let's just go around this one more time and let's just bring out some of that bright glow. And as you can see, every time I do this and I give that little fuzzy indication, it just really enhances and takes it to another level on that blurry out of focus. And it also ramps up the shine that much more. So again, I'm working on this glow, and as you can see, I'm putting more yellow in now for another layer. And very little paint again, and giving that very fuzzy blended edge there. So again, when I bring in my dark values, you can see there, it just really fills in some areas and really makes all those little other things pop and contrast against it and shows separation on some of these traffic lights in the background, making these cars look more distinct and makes a little bit more sense out of it. So I'm just getting these lights ready now. Those are just some base coat. That's that dull yellow color of the raw umber and the yellow and white. So again, I'm getting that dark value. Let's go in here. And I really want to bring in separation between some of these lights in the background, as well as a darker area for these bright highlights to contrast against. Okay, just again picking up more Cad Yellow, and let's make a glow on this one. So now I'm just going pure titanium white on top of this base coat stuff that I did to bring that shine back. So I felt like with the yellow as a base coat, it really helped to make a difference on how that titanium will shine off of that. Because sometimes when you just put just plain titanium white and you don't add any other colors or values, it's really hard to get something to look really bright if there's no contrast or any kind of base coat underneath first. So that's something to really think about when you want to make something look very bright and shiny. So now I'm just going to get just pure, what is this? Not magenta red, primary red. There you go. And let's put that right here. Alrighty, with the value left on the brush now, I just want to scrub that here and there, and let's put a little bit more interest and shine and pop into this sort of building area with all the different store signs and all that. Okay, now just more titanium white without cleaning. So see, I'm just blending these colors in. Again, very little paint on the brush and really just blending these values into one another. Really just sort of messing with it. You can do this however. So now I'm just taking that dark value and let's go up here with some of that as well. Okay, so now you can even use your finger if you want to blend it out a little bit. Okay, so now let's go into Portrait Pink alone and let's play this value in. Okay, after some scratch value there with some violets, let's go into some orange now, some burnt umber, a little bit of titanium white, and let's get this dull down orange in there. And let's put that right there and over here in some places. Okay, with a clean brush now, I'm getting Cad Yellow now, a little bit of this Phthalo Green, and just a touch of raw umber. When I do that, it dulls it down, and when I bring white into it, it gives us this nice, vibrant lime green instead of just a regular general green. So this is what's neat about dullers, is that you can take and change the value into a different type of value that maybe you're looking for instead. So now with more Phthalo Green, and this time no raw umber with that yellow mixture to it, let's go right here on the edge, and that's where I want it the heaviest and the most, and then I will drag that lightly out into that lighter lime green that I just made. Okay, with most of the color off my brush and just titanium white, I'm going in the center and I'm just dusting that out and brightening this up. Okay, now with a clean brush, I'm going into some primary red alone, and I just want to block in this part of the building like so. And with that same value, I'll go around this orange value in this area as well. Okay, now I've got some magenta red here, which is more vibrant, and now titanium white. I'm going to make some indications of some brighter bokeh lights and show some sort of neon glow sign happening up there. Okay, and now with just some violet and some white without cleaning. And I just want to go in there with some of that value. Okay, a little bit more violet, a little bit more white. And let's put a more vibrant violet. I don't know if violet is violent, but it sure is pretty cool to look at. Anyways, it goes good against a dark background too, so that's why I'm going to put it here like this. And just sort of work that around. Again, if you don't like something, you can just cover it up with a dark background color and start again. It's all good. So just go for it. And now just some titanium white with a little burnt umber into that. Let's go right here. So I'm just going to play these values around and scratch some stuff here and there. As you can see, it's very little paint on the brush. It has this transparency look. And this is exactly what we want to do if you want to make it look out of focus. Okay, now I have on here heavy body yellow, and heavy body means it's more opaque and it's a little bit more saturated than my other regular yellow, so I just wanted to use this. This is optional, you don't have to do this. I thought it would be a little bit more of a difference on some of the neon effect of the sign off of this building. So now I've just taken a little bit of Cad Orange and I'm going to go on the outside with that and start to build a glow for this. Okay, with just titanium white, no cleaning, I'm going to go in the center of these and I'm going to start to build up the glow and shine and make them ever brighter. Okay, now I'm just going to take some burnt umber alone, and right over here on these little headlights, let's go and start to build the glow on these. So with that dark value of black and blue, I just want to go very lightly around the edges of this part of the sign here. And again, that enhances that out of focus look and really keeps everything so well and so good together. Yeah. So blurry. Okay, so just titanium white, and let's go with one right here. Okay, with just pure titanium white, I'm going to make that transparent overlapping bokeh light effect again. And so I'll put this wedge here, and I'll also put one right here as well. Okay, so there it is. You can mess with this however much more you'd like, or you can change the colors. It's really all about the effects. And I want to thank you guys so much for all your support and joining me. Don't forget to subscribe for more video lessons. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave those down below. And until next time, happy painting, everyone.